What is up, YouTube? This is DBZ439 coming at you with another deck profile. Before I start the video, I'd like to apologize for not posting so much recently. But, this deck got a lot of new support thanks to, the Guardragon support that came in Savage Strike. So I updated this deck profile. So I'm going to, all my previous Odd Eyes videos, I just call it Odd Eyes deck profile. But this time it's Guardragon Odd Eyes. And hopefully in this video we're going to cover all the cards in the main, extra, and side. But in another video I'll show you a combo tutorial. But without any further ado, let's get on to the actual deck profile. So starting off with the main deck, you have to play the best card, which is Triple Arc Pendulum. This card you always have to see in your high scale, because what it lets you do is it lets you, maintain advantage, and like a lot of people sleep on this card because it can activate on your opponent's turn, and on your turn you trigger it with Electromite, with Sky Iris, with even Gate Zero. So this card is definitely a must 3 of, and you have so many ways of searching it. So we'll get onto that as well. Next card we run is the 1 of Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. I don't really want to see multiples of this card. I cut it to 1 because obviously it's an Odd Eyes deck, but its scale effect is pretty useful sometimes. When you have this in scale and end phase, you want to resolve this effect because it's a free, like, this is a +0, but this card makes this card a +1, if that makes sense. So just a 1 of. And then the last like level 7 Odd Eyes that I run is the 4 Odd Eyes Phantom Dragon. I like this card way more than I like the OG Odd Eyes, just because this one has effect and scale to pump any monster during either battle phase. So a lot of people try to run over Electromite, and then you just use this to protect your Electromite and makes it 3k. And then on your turn you can just keep using Electromite. So people sleep on that. And its monster effect goes for game, basically, because if you have 2 Odd Eyes in scale, it attacks directly. You attack for 25, and then you burn for 24. So that's 49. So this card goes for game, and it basically gives you your OTK. So that's why I max on that, and it's highly searchable. That was the last of the level 7 Odd Eyes. For the other Odd Eyes Pendulum monsters, I run the triple of the Persona Dragon. This card is nutty because it's a soft once per turn. So if you have multiples, you can use 1 copy for each. One of the effects for each copy of the card, and it's obviously summonable off of Arc Pendulum. It's one of your negates. Going first, you try to set up as many negates as you can, and this is a 1 card negate. So this card is definitely useful. Unfortunately, it's not searchable off of Spiral Flame Strike because it's not level 7, but it's still searchable off of cards like Sky Iris and whatnot. So I run it at 3 because it's just an archetype negate. One of the and the 1 of Odd Eyes cards I run is 1 Perform Pile Odd Eyes Dissolver and 1 Odd Eyes Phantasma Dragon. So the thing is about these 2 cards is you want to run only 1 of each because they're both level 8. So which means you can't pendulum summon it, which is really unfortunate. But this card actually has a built-in effect that lets you pendulum summon it. It blocks you out of pendulum summoning, but as long as you have scales and a face-up Odd Eyes card in extra deck, you can special summon this card from hand, which is nuts. Also, this card helps you get over big bodies. If you're playing a Chaos Max, for example, this card can pump itself up. And obviously, if you have Phantom in scale, it does even more, which is kind of insane. And its scale is what really makes this card insane because it's a 0 scale, so you can you can pendulum whatever you need to. And then last of all, obviously you can summon this directly from the deck using Arc Pendulum's effect, and it's a 3k body. So if you're a long-time subscriber to the channel, you know that I used to run Lancer Dragon, or even the Advanced Dragon that came out. This card is just so much better because if you open it, it's at least a scale, so you can pop it for Electron and whatnot. This card is absolute must. It's what I used to get into Vortex. And once you summon Vortex using his effect, since it's properly fusion summoned, you can float the Vortex using Arc Pendulum. So that's it for the Odd Eyes monsters. Next, I just run a bunch of Electromite Turbo cards. So obviously the Triple Cerberus, which spiked in price thanks to the new ND deck, but I still want to max on this card. I will admit opening more are bricks, but you have to run it along with the 2 Jackals. The Jackals is necessary because it's a built-in, negate for the deck, which is what you want to end off of. Obviously, Triple Chronograph and the one Time Gazer. You know, again, just more Electromite Turbo cards. And then another engine I run is the Triple Dark Worm. This is what basically kickstarts your Guardragon play. So you want to open this or Dragon Shrine or Foolish Burial, and obviously one Gate 0. And the last like non-penalty monster is Destrudo. This is kind of like your LP target, so you can extend plays. Okay, that is for the monsters. That's 26 monsters. Onto the spells, which is 14. I run no traps. Triple Skyris, no terraformings. This card is nuts. You want to see it, but like you want to open multiples of it, if that makes sense, because it's a hard one to return. But it basically like extends plays, fixes your hand, and activates Arc Pendulum. Uh, One of the most broken, if not the most broken, search card in the game. Not a hard one to return. It has a dual effect. Obviously, you can search, but it can pop as well. Really, really helpful when Mystic Mind becomes a thing. Which it is already a thing, technically, because Neostorm came out. Triple Lore to fix bricky hands. Everything's dark, so, you know, fix bricky hands and help you get into Electromite. The one-of searchers, again, just more copies of Arc Pendulum. And then finally, again, just more Electromite Turbo help. 2 Shrine and 1 Foolish. I usually don't have a problem with breaking with this, but you just want to see it open in hand. Okay, that is for main deck. Again, it's 40 cards. Let's quickly go on to the side deck. I run the Gamma package. You know, 3 Gammas, 1 Driver. I like this more than like Veilers or any other hand trap, just because, you know, you can negate and destroy, and it dodges Call by the Grave. And also, worse, if it comes to it, you can penal summon this if you open it, and you can summon this off of Chronograph if you really, really need to. And then I run the triple Lava Golem. I could run Sphere Mode, but sometimes your normal summon is necessary. And this, if you special summon an attack, you can bounce it back using Vortex, so I like Lava Golem. And if you open multiple of these, you can use them, unlike Sphere Mode. And then I run the 2 Pankratops. This would be 3, but I had to cut something for the driver, so I cut this from 3 to 2. And it's really nuts in this deck just because you can pendulum summon it. That's it for the monsters, and then I run triple Eradicator. It recently come off the list. Not this list, but like a few lists ago. Really nuts. Just a blowout card in Strikers or Altergeist. And then last of all, the side deck is triple Red Reboot. This deck can really OTK, so I think this is mandatory. Okay, that's it for the side. Let's go on to the extra deck. I only run 2 fusions. I'm running 2 Vortex Dragon. Again, Vortex Dragon. I had it at 3, but I had to cut the other one, the third one, for the Guardragon engine, which we're gonna get into. But 2 is necessary just because you can summon one off of Gate 0 effect and fuse it into your second copy, which is the one you're gonna float into. Then you run. I only run 3 synchros. These 3, the Hot Red Archfiend Abyss off of Agripane, and then Cyframe, because I run the Gamma package, but you can also sync it to 8, and then the Quantum for my go-to Quantum. These 2 are I actually run the Dawn Dragster as well. This is one of my negates that you can go into Destrudo. These are my Destrudo targets because Destrudo lets you go into 7. But if you Destrudo a 6, make it a 1, then you can go into 8. And this is Agripane. You can't make it normally. So yeah, the Dawn Dragster. Those are 4 synchros. Sorry, not 3. And then for the XZs, I only run 2. I run Odd Eyes Absolute and Abyss Dweller. You can only make this off a Dweller, and you run a lot of 7s, so if you need to make Vortex by linking this away, you can. Obviously, it's an archetype, so you can use its second effect to revive Odd Eyes. And then for Link Monsters, I run 7. Obviously, the mandatory Electromite. The 1 Boral Sword for going for game, it's dirty because you can summon it off of, Agripane if you need to instead of Abyss. Hot Red Dragon Abyss. 1 Borlo Dragon, whichever one you need at the time, you can make. You can also make them normally. The 2 Guard Dragons, Agripane and LP. Obviously, you need it as long as you have like Electromite with like a full Pendulum Summon and 1 Dark Worm. You have full combo, and you will see that in the video. 1 Triple Burst because you need to get into Agripane. But before that, you have to turn your Electromite into Triple Burst. and the last of is the Heraldic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. This card's nuts in my deck in particular because obviously you turn the Agripane and the LP into this, and then this on your opponent's turn becomes a bounce, and then once you sack it, you can summon Persona Dragon, so you don't need to run like the Brick Aether, which a lot of like Pen Magician decks run. So that's it for the extra deck, and that wraps up our deck profile. So please, YouTube, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have a lot more deck profiles and test hands. And again, watch out for our another video about odd eyes where I actually like shuffle and do a couple of test hands to show you full combo. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a nice day.